Okay. Beautiful ladies, handsome gentlemen. The time to continue the quest from the bottom to the top of the ladder is upon us. This is Bronze to GM. We've come a reasonable distance. We went through bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and now we're in the trenches of diamond. Diamond 2. What's happening in Diamond 2? I don't know. We're about to find out, I guess. I'm ready. When you click the ranked button, you should be ready. And if you're not ready, don't click that button. Click cancel, take a few deep breaths, do a jumping jack, and then click ready. People are not destroying rocks. Okay, we get a Protoss player. It's a Protoss player. Superb. On Acid Plant. Our first Overlord floats across the map. Our Overlords are brave. They're curious. They want to find out what's going on. Even if the worst should happen. And they should be shot down. Because in the process of being shot down, and turning the music down, we learn stuff. We want to figure out what's happening. I'm gonna watch my money when I get 200. I'm gonna pull a worker down. 16 hatch, you're not gonna be blocked by the probe. On most every map. There are a couple exceptions, but it doesn't really happen until you're in around GM or so. Or they're sending the probe to block you. Let's do another thing, just to be diligent. Let's take this gas instead of this gas. And the reason I want to do that is because sometimes Protoss will cannon rush you brutally, and they'll get cannons that can go right here, which can shoot this gas. But the likelihood of cannons being over here is quite low. It's quite low. Let's even send a worker down. Just send to this mineral patch. Fill this gas. Continuing to drone. What do we see? No cannons. Excellent. We'll keep making drones. Let's make a 20 Overlord. And then we'll make 4 lings, and 2 queens. Double queen, 4 lings. Gateway Cyber, 2 pylons. Let's pull off gas as we approach 100. Take Ling speed. And then we're off to the... Oh my goodness, the Nexus is done. This is Nexus first. Okay. This is a race. A race to build as many drones as physically possible. Let's take a 30. 33rd base. Inject, inject. Oops. Let's grab this one. 3rd base. These lings are going to try and pester the Protoss. We're not hoping for huge damage. If it happens, that's great, but if not, that's fine too. Okay, there's a fast Twilight Council. Interesting. Twilight Council. Better Zealots, better Adepts, better Stalkers. DTs, and High Templar. Twilight Council. But again, I'm off to the races here, right? Ooh, we're chrono boosting research. What is this for? Glaive Adepts? Is this for Glaive Adepts? Or Charge Zealots? Blink Stalker is technically possible, but it has fallen very heavily out of favor. It's not the most popular style right now. I'm just rolling off those injects. Injects mean I can make more stuff. 2 adepts come in. If those shade, then I can scout, maybe. Nope. Oh well, let's make some Lings. Let's get double gas and a Roach Warren, all at the same time. And that's timed with me passing 16 workers. If we're up against Twilight, we want to get our spores at around 4 minutes 30. Okay. This queen will go over here. Let's make one Overlord and then the rest drones. Hatches, larva, drones. Hatches, larva, drones. The essence of bronze to GM with hatches, larva, drones. If there's ever a point where you're not actively making army to defend or to attack, hatches, larva, drones, until you're up to 70. We're not at 70, so we're gonna hatches, larva, drones. Lair is done. Let's just do an Overseer scout. Just gonna go through the main. I don't know where their stuff is, but I know that the main base has a lot of real estate in it where stuff can be built. So I'm gonna put 3 Lings on the map, and then let's make hatches, larva, roaches. Transferring workers, so we have 16 at each base. Oh my goodness, it's the Phoenix meme. Okay. So let's do an anti-Phoenix procedure. Overlords. Fly to the spore. Let's get a bunch of spores. 3 spores per base. We do have some roaches. Let's just go send them. They're not going to be incredibly helpful. We want to go for Hydras. Let's do a Carapace Hydra Ling style. That sounds fun to me. We can maybe try to get a 4th. So these Roach Ling buddies are going to be getting us time. They're buying us time, and they're controlling the opponent's attention. So we can establish what we want to establish, which is some Carapace Hydra Ling. Need to make heaps of Overlords. Okay. Those are Glaive Adepts. Let's fill the Gasless. Notice the rally points are rallied to the nearest mineral patch, and then into the worker line, where the spores are. Because we want our stuff to be safe and protected. We don't want it to be picked off by the phoenixes and whatnot. So now, it's all about Hydras. Everyone, hold position. Hold position. And I'm not rallying my stuff manually. When I go hatches, larva, Hydras, I just let the stuff get built, and then you'll watch when it comes out, they're just naturally going to stay by the nearest base with the spores. I thought I made 3 spores at this base, but I didn't. That is unfortunate. Okay. We should be getting pretty close to the amount of Hydras we need to command this territory in general. Let's keep making some drones here. Let's check. Okay, Hydra speed is going, range is done. They are continuing to mass Phoenixes. Okay. Looks like our Carapace upgrade just finished. We'll get range attack next. We can probably hit a 1-1 Hydra Ling timing. They're just continuing to mass those, aren't they? That's cool. So we will need the Lings to be able to absorb damage from the Adepts, because I know there's Twilight, and I'm pretty sure there's Glaive research. So the Adepts are going to be pretty dangerous for these Hydras. But if I have enough Lings, we should be fine. We should be fine. Let's rock and roll. We'd even go for a Bane Nest. Just for some splash damage. Let's make one pair of Lings not down with the army to go sit at the expansions. Okay. Lots of Phoenixes there. We could focus these, I think. That's a lot of Phoenixes. I'm impressed. Okay, that base is going up. Let's send Lings over there. And then with all these cannons, it's going to be pretty tough to just bust through. What we could do is keep teching up and maybe go for Spire play. People ask that a lot of the time. Well, like, Hydras, that's fun. But why not go for Spire play against Phoenixes and go Corruptors? Technically, that is a pretty good solution, so let's try that. Because they're really not letting up on the Phoenix production, are they? They're just going Phoenixes into Phoenixes. They do have 1-1 on the ground. Oh, there's no hold position on that. To me, this seems like an exceptionally good player. Okay, let's get Hive. Let's get a Carapace upgrade. We can keep making Hydras. Let's grab a 5th base if possible. We could go... Maybe we could go Corruptors into Broodlords. Let's fill this. Carapace upgrade is quite good. Do we have Bane speed? Yes, we do. Awesome. Oops. Let's make Queens, too. Queens are quite strong in these kind of late game Broodlord-ish scenarios. So we're gonna keep trying to max out. And there was a Dark Shrine, right? Yeah. So we do want to get some spines and stuff. Let's make 1 spine per base. What are you doing? Silly drone. Once the Carapace upgrade is done, I'm going to go for Greater Spire. The space is going. Let's make sure we always have Lings at the outer bases, so we know what's happening. Let's see if these Corruptors can pressure the Phoenixes at all. There are quite a few Phoenixes. I want to know what their upgrades are. What are your upgrades? Ooh, nice. That's a good pickup. I'll take that. Hell yeah, I'll take that. We may be able to bait the carrier over. Cool. Okay. Corruptors fall back. So now, let's go for Broodlords. The fan is messing with my eyes. Okay. Go, Corruptors. I believe in you. Let's make a spine here. I have 88 workers, that's awesome. When the Greater Spire is done, I'm going to make some Broodlords. And we could even make a second Spire. This is going into the late game. And I do want to have quite a few Overseers as well. Words. Let's use these links to double check. See if there's a base there. Caustic spray, yeah. Nice. Yeah, Corruptors are awesome against carriers. They just make them look really bad. If they have an upgrade like this. Okay, Greater Spire is done. So now, I think we can make some Broodlords. Let's just bind the Broodlords with the main army, and then we'll increase our Corruptor count. So we have two groups here. Group 1 is the Corruptors. Group 2 is the Broodlord Queen Hydra. That's my ground stuff. The Broodlords do fly, but they only attack ground, so I'm treating them kind of existentially as ground. Okay, so let's rally to this base. This is my 6th base. You have to be careful because the DTs could surprise us. So these guys just A-move, basically. And then the Corruptors are the ones that we actually micro and try to focus fire. Double Spire upgrades are going. And now we're just kind of slowly punching through here. May be able to hit this again. We'll see. Lots of stalkers. Nope. We'll pull back. Good job. Okay, so we have a ton of minerals. Let's make queens from every single base. And then go to the 6th base, get this. And a few spore crawlers, because there are a lot of void rays and stuff. And now we're remaxing as fast as we can. Excellent. We got more upgrades going. This is gonna be tough. Okay. Making Hydras, Lings, and Queens behind this. And we will want to make some more Broodlords too, because the opponent has tons of ground, but not really too much air anymore. This is kind of a unfortunate situation you can get in sometimes, where you do win the ground, or you win the air battle, but they just have so much left on the ground that your corruptors are effectively useless. That's fine. We'll see what they can do. Let's move these spores up. Help out. Corruptors get a hotkey. Brood Lords with the army hotkey. Okay. Recall there. Let's do another caustic spray. Okay. Fall back. We can fall back to the spores. These are going to give me some detection. Thanks, spores, for that detection. Superb. Let's make some more Brood Lords. We do need to take this space. We're kind of low on minerals too. We'd make a bunch of lings during that. Let's get this space. Bunch of Void Rays over there. Void Ray, Archon. Hydras are actually good against most of this. Let's try to defend these. These Zealots are very heavily upgraded. Just makes them a pretty big pain to fight. Creep spread is looking pretty nice. Let's go check over here again. We've killed a bunch of bases, but really that just delays the income rather than negates it entirely. I think a Broodlord Hydra is still going to be the best option here. Yep, the space is going up. Let's see what we can do here. We'll send some Hydras with the Lings over this way, and then we'll try to fight with the ground here. Did we end up getting the Adrenal Glands? Not yet. We should do that. It's a good upgrade. I just see Stalkers, I don't see air stuff. Nice focus fire. Yeah, they have just enough Stalkers to one-hit my Broods. And that's it. GG, well played. Nicely done. That was superb. Hello, General Pants. How's it going? How's it going? This Protoss might be a smurf. Oh, definitely. Definitely. They played a really solid game. All of their bases were very well defended. So they had a bunch of cannon, shield battery, and whatnot. Maybe we'll get them again. That would be good. That would be good. I would have to play more seriously, though. They seem quite powerful. Respect. You could tell because you're Diamond and you don't play like that. Hey, Cassidy R. What would you have done differently had you identified the Phoenix play earlier? It wasn't quite so much the Phoenix play itself that was the issue. It was the continued commitment to the Phoenix play that was unusual. Why do you have a Swedish nickname on this account? The TV show Vikings. Bjorn is a really cool character. K-Cum. Hello, Raptor. How are you doing? Alright. A ZVZ this time. Would fungal be a good way to deal with Mass Phoenix? So, this is one of those really kind of joyous questions that falls into the rock, paper, scissors bin, where it's not always finding the perfect piece to build in the game. It's how you power up and establish your lead in the matchup. So the opponent did a really good job of massing a bunch of upgrades really fast. I don't know if you saw the double forge in the main. I pointed it out during the game. But that was a big part of what made their ground transition so powerful. Rather than just going for like the Phoenixes and some carriers and then having some sort of weak ground, that was really strong ground. Because they went really aggressively for tons of upgrades. Fungal is a crappy spell nowadays. Yeah, well, it doesn't do a hard root anymore. So fast units like Phoenixes and Mutas, sometimes you can damage them quite a bit. But to full-on kill them is pretty tough. It's pretty tough. But yeah, that's cool. So that was our first loss, aside from the game where we're kind of trolling with the Spinecrawler Forest against carriers. That was a good opponent. I would need to be playing seriously and not talking quite so much to be able to win that. Someone raided. I heard the alert. Apoptosis, thank you for the raid. Welcome. We are in our bronze to GM journey. Taking Ling speed, pulling 2 off gas. Checking this natural expansion. See a queen. I meant to do that. It was a great game with great narration. Well, thanks. There's a queen. There's a queen. Playing my normal Hydra Bane would have been better. That's one of the tricky things about moving higher and higher up the ladder, right? Is the range of strategies that are going to be strong gets more and more narrow. You have to be focusing more on the stuff that is actually pretty high percentage rather than the stuff that is fancy or silly or fun. Which in a way is both a blessing and a curse, because the upside is you're understanding more of the game, and the ways that are really strong to play. The downside is a lot of these silly strategies can be a ton of fun, but they're not going to be the most viable. So the Carapace Hydra Ling idea, I think could have worked if the opponent was actually playing at that MMR. But we're not playing at that MMR either, so I can't really complain. So we've got Ling versus Ling, that's fun. Let's add in some Banes. Some spice to this stew. Alright. That's quite a few Zerglings. Let's make another queen. And another queen. So this seems like it's a few less drones than I have. You see I have 10 at the natural. If I had to guess, this feels like about 7. 6 to 7 workers. So what we can do is also make some Ling-Bane, but have multiple queens at home to build an anchor so we can keep droning. Yeah, they're just slamming out the Lings. And we can go a few more Banes. Here, you go this way. We want the Banes split up into smaller groups. 2 or less is preferred. And we're gonna keep droning. Keep droning. Because we do want to play a macro game. Eventually. See a bunch of Ling-Bane here. Oh, that's a good attack. Excellent. Let's get this and a Roach Horn and 2 gases. So now we're just having a nice transition from the Ling-Bane into the Roaches. Did you know that a Baneling will one-hit larva? It will not one-hit eggs though. So I think if you can get more than 2 larvae, or 2 or more, it's a pretty good trade for the Baneling. Hope you had a good stream, Apoptosis. Welcome. There are roaches out already, which is cool stuff. Did I get the Evo? Oh my goodness, I did not. It's a disaster. Well, guess we'll drone our 3rd instead. Because that's fun. Let's send 2 Lings into the main. Let's get a couple gases here at the 3rd. Roach Horn is done. Let's make roaches. And grab a 4th base. So we've clicked into full-on macro mode. From a pretty aggressive opening to this. Range attack. Overlords, 4th base. Okay. Let's send the Lings over to this 3rd base. I want to see the gas saturation. I'm interested. Let's mouse over our supply and we see 72 drones. That's quite a lot. You might even call that a little bit greedy for ZVZ. Let's get roach speed. We see, oh, not very many workers. Roach speed, there's an attack upgrade, drones here. Running into the main. 3 workers who pull into the gas. Injecting all the bases. Okay. Massing the roaches. This is the nice relaxing part of a ZVZ. When all the Ling-Bane shenanigans have ended and both players are just sitting on their respective side of the map and just building roaches. It's a rather peaceful time. But then the roach boxing phase begins and then it gets stressful again, so you should savor it. Oh my goodness, there are 4 Ravagers. They're hitting our overlords. So we want to get our overlords on patrol. get Overlord speed too. Makes them pretty hard to hit. Technically you could still hit them, but it is rather difficult. Okay, so range attack +1 is almost done. We're also going for 4 Ravagers. And the opponent should be attacking me here, yeah, because they have fewer workers than we do. So it's basically up to them to get some damage in, trying to hit a timing. And I'm maxed, so I also want to have a fight. And the basic micro procedure, oh my goodness, they're trapped. Oops. Yeah. So this Roach army is going to be doing pretty well. So we don't want to move the whole army whenever we see the bios go down. We just want to box the stuff that's going to be hit and move it out of the way. That's the idea there. Building more Roaches. Notice it's around 9:30. Main base is mining out. So we're going to transfer. Roaches. We should have a massive lead. How's the butt? Welcome back, Virus. How's it going? How is it going? Perfection. GG, yo. How long is this song gonna last? This is known as an album. How long do you stream tonight, though? A good bit. More than 4 minutes. More than 5 minutes. More than 10. And even still, someone just insta-quit. You have the bug with bronze, too. No, this is bronze 3. Row! Why is this? Because it's a bronze GM. Why don't you have any armpit hair? I need to do an AMA stream for my armpits. For how many questions we get. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Camera location hotkeys. Okay, what is the matchup? It's another ZVZ. Should we hit a timing? ... Yeah, there's a bug. There's not always a great explanation for why something is going wrong with the code. Personally, I don't know a great deal about computer science. I took about maybe 3 semesters of computer science at the university level. So, in terms of expertise, most people would not call me an expert in computer code. And the reason why StarCraft has a bug in its computer code is mysterious to me at this time. But if I am to find out why this issue has come to pass, I will report to you post haste. We need to get to the bottom of this. Can we get a Neuroflex emote, please? Your wish is my command. Okay, I want to do an aggressive build this time. So we went 17 gas, 17 pool, and then 17 hatch. We're gonna make an overlord here at 20. Let's make one more drone. So we're gonna have 16 out of 16 in the main, 3 out of 3 in the gas, until we get 50 gas, and then we're gonna grab one of these happy drones and make a Baneling's nest. Cool. So here we have these lings. This queen will inject here, and then now she's going to go attack by the natural. We'll make a second queen in the main. So let's just go. These lings are forward advanced Zerglings who dream to someday become banelings. That's their dream. This queen is pushing the Overlord. Also just distracting the enemy. Like, rah, look at this! It's a queen shooting your thing. And they're like, oh my goodness gracious. Look at this, we can make the lings behind the wall so you can't see them. Top secret. Top secret maneuvers here. Okay. Let's make sure these bases are injected, and then now we can focus fully on micro and make one Overlord. So these lings are gonna just check. They're gonna scout. They're gonna scout about and see what's happening. I'm gonna take my lings and then right-click a queen. And then let's get this other queen. Because if the two queens are dead, then the banelings don't really have a counter. And we can keep making lings. I don't need to look at my base, I just hatch larva lings. And then I want to just move command my lings into the worker line. And they can figure it out from there, you know? Make sure these are injected. Reklal, thank you for your Twitch Prime. Thank you very much. GG. Knowledge. Yes, this is an all-in. Read, compile, fear me. I'm scared. You need 4280 for Diamond 1. ZVZ is a hot mess. Is this an all-in? Yes. Yes, it is an all-in. It is a cheese. Is this an all? Yes, it is. Let's try to get a 16 hatch. This is Protoss. Oftentimes they pro-block stuff. Please, David Kim. Cheers. Safe. Tell him to come to the stream. You could link it. Sometimes it comes across as BM. Heck it. If they get upset, then I'm sorry. Ooh, there's a probe. So one nice little thing you can do, and this might give people a feeling of security, is just put a drone on the probe. At the highest level, you would not do this, but really, who is playing at the highest level? You would not be watching the Royals GM. We just know what's up. If it's gonna build a cannon rush, we're gonna notice it real fast. That's fine. And then if it's running around to strange places, we can just pull it and say go back to work. So let's check this base. I don't want to send both overlords. Double queen, 4 lings. Let's get some workers off the gas. We have 4 lings. And we're going to be moving into a 33rd base. Once again. Someone should remind me I can do Gasless CVP sometime. Vibe showed me how to do it. Okay. So these lings. Oh, I want to get this probe. Okay. Making a 31 overlord, then going back to droning. What's this here? A Stargate. Okay. So I'm right-clicking a move command and then holding shift and then gonna do a hold position. And the reason I want to hold position this overlord by the Stargate is because I want to stare at it for as long as I possibly can. Okay, I see 2 adepts, so we're gonna go up to 10 lings. 10 lings with speed will be 2 adepts. So we'll make 10 lings with speed. Got another overlord, let's put it here, and then all drones. Hatches, larva, drones, hatches, larva, drones, hatches, larva, drones. Good day to you, Neuro, hatches, larva, drones. His chat is so green. Yes, they're coordinating. The people with the green chat names. Around 330 to 340, you refill the gas in the main. Inject, inject. Another queen from the natural. And then the 2 live queens go over to the 3rd base. So we saw an oracle coming over. I actually want to keep my queens at the natural because I saw it moving on the left side. And I want to use the queens to protect the bases that have the most drones. Yes, I do have 3 bases, but there are almost no workers at my 3rd base. There's just the one, and it can become a spore here. I'm changing the rally point from the main to the natural, making sure everything is injected, getting the creep spread going, and then we're going to keep droning. Keeping up the droning. Let's run around with the lings. Around 430 to 440, you can drop your Baneling nests in Evo, and we can move into some Hydralisk Baneling style. This space is perfectly saturated, so all hatches are being rallied to the 3rd. 50 workers is a good amount. If there's not a 3rd base, I want to just mass overlords for a minute, so I can make a bunch of army. Let's get melee attack as soon as the Evo is done. You can look at this wall. What's happening here? Okay. Chrono boost on the Twilight. Could be charge, could be glaives, could be blink. I don't know what it is. But I do know that it is a unit that is benefiting from that could attack me. So I want to make some units. Aha! I see zealots. So it might be charge. Oh my goodness, it's a stasis trap. My lings will be unable to move for a period of time. Let us all share a brief moment of sadness for the lings that are postponed from their activities. Okay, back to work. Let's just take both Hydra upgrades. You could take them one at a time. It does squeeze out a little bit more immediate income, but a lot of times you just don't want to forget the other upgrades, so you just take both whenever your Hydra den is up. It's not a massive difference. So we need to make a bunch of overlords now because our economy is in good shape. We have 57 workers. We can make even more. Let's even drone this some. Cool. We have lots of lings. This is our 4th. Okay. There's going to be a big warp in here. Archons. Look at this. Okay, let's try to get this prism. The prism is the source of the problem. Archons can damage me, but if I can stop the prism, then all of this silliness goes away. Look at this, I just used those 4 Hydras, and then everything is dead. We can rejoice now. Let's get +2 melee attack. Why is +2 melee attack so awesome? That's because it allows you to one-hit workers with banelings. So I'm going to show you a technique here. You get overlord speed. You get 2 overlords, 2 of them. Make them both into drop overlords. You send 1 very up, 1 very down, and then you go to your army, shift-click 4 lings out, shift-click 4 lings out. So we're setting up the bomb. We're setting up a double baneling drop in a fairly mechanically straightforward way. These 4 lings are here, they can morph. Those 4 lings are there, they can morph. We can make Hydras to spend our bank. Send drones to the 4th base. Fix our saturation here, check, 69 workers. Excellent. Okay, let's make a few more overlords. Overlord speed is done. Let's go here. Move command, shift, drop. Load up. Move command, shift, drop. So then I don't really have to pay attention to that anymore. I've registered a sequence of commands. The overlords know what to do. The banelings, once they get next to the probes, they just get all hyped up. Look at this. Wow. You could even right-click some of these probes if you wanted to. But that was great defense. Good job, opponent. Oh no, but there's nothing at this base. That is unfortunate. Okay. Now we could mix it up again, and then put some Hydras into this overlord. And now, instead of a baneling drop, we have a Hydra drop. Isn't that exciting? Let's get range attack. It's kind of a joking answer, but some people ask, why do you go attack upgrades against Protoss instead of armor upgrades? Well, that's because Protoss kills all your stuff in 1 hit anyway. Well, let's send a Ling up to check for stasis traps. I don't see any. There's one. The Baneling activated it. Good job, Baneling. Oh, now the Protoss is all trapped in their base because they used everything to defend the Hydra drop. Let's see if we can right-click the High Templar here. That was successful. So we have a ton of money. Let's hold down the Zergling button. And that's it. Neuro has more blackish hair? No, it's like a brown. A brown, and my facial hair has red in it right here. Around the chin area. Blameo. That was very exciting. Why don't you go double upgrade a Zerg? If you camp enough, I don't think you'll be in danger. Terran player, by the way. So, it all depends on whether the opponent decides to be passive or not. And I would say, if you play against Protoss 20 times, they will have a passive 3-base macro strategy 1 of the times. 1 or 2 of the times. The rest of the time, they're going to be doing something when their warp gate research finishes, They're going to be doing stuff with Stargate units. There may be DTs, Archon Prism, Charge-Lot Zealot all in. There's a lot of stuff to be concerned about. And if you have a second Evo chamber, that kills another drone that could be mining resources for the rest of the game. It also eats up a lot of gas. A lot of gas. And minerals. That could be another unit that helps you deal with the Archon Prism, which is a big pain in the patootie. Björn, have you become Swedish? What do you mean? Ethnically, I have a good bit of Swedish. But nationally, I'm American. Okay, this is the same opponent. This is a different map. Don't forget the GLHF, thank you. Because you reminded me, now I remember. I remember. Alright. Oh god. I was gonna change the music. Where's the probe? Where's the probe? Where's the probe? There's a pylon here. But where's the probe? I found it. Isn't this exciting? What are they going to do? These two drones are just chipping away at it. Sometimes they do this as a fake. It does set behind everything they're doing, but if the Zerg overreacts, it could be worth it. So I'm just using this drone to zone. This drone is pressuring this probe. And the creep is done, so I guess we can just make queens and lings and it's a normal macro game now. Okay. Let's fill the gas. Okay. Yeah, it was a fake. But they let the pylon finish. So then the golden question is, was it worth it? What do you think? Do you think it was worth it? There's no research going here. Let's check in the main for a Stargate. I see a gateway unit being corner boosted. Let's go check. Let's go take a third base. Get our 2 injects. 33rd base. Overlord. What do we see? Stargate once again. Move command, shift, hold position. Same as last time. Ling speed. Ling speed, pull 2 off gas. At 3:30, we'll put back on gas. Making another Overlord. Oracle first. Cool. 335 spores against Oracle first. And we refill the gas. Excellent. Creep tumor. And we're still droning. So now we see a Phoenix. We could zoom down here to the natural and maybe check for gas or something. Get a 4-minute lair. Tab out to change the music. Okay. I don't think this will get muted. Okay. So there's the Oracle there. Let's inject this space. Just drone the 3rd. Let's get double gas. 430. Evo. And a Bane Nest. Lag Monster 420. Thank you for that Twitch Prime 3 months in a row badge upgrade. Big ups. Making 2 Overlords. Let's up our Ling count a little bit. And then let's put 1 Ling at each potential third, and 1 Ling at the main move out lane. Let's get a spore for this base. Another queen. Melee upgrade again. And let's get a Hydra den once we have the money. Uh-oh, I don't see a third base. Let's keep checking it. I'm gonna drone some more. Double gas whenever my base is overflowing. Past 16. Okay, there is a base. Cool. One thing that can be really strong against this, conceptually, is going for your queens in the main, and then your ground forces at the third. It just works out that Protoss kind of wants to hit your main with their prism, because it's an air unit, so you might as well fly, right? As opposed to just hover above the ground. It's not 100% of the time, but a pretty large percentage of the time. So now we're making Hydras. We can break some rocks. This Overlord is providing really crucial vision for us. And they're a little bit late with the attack. I did see some Zealots being made. Oh, there it is. Cool. Excellent. So the queens were able to kill the prism. See how that works out? It's like magic. You think that it's Jedi reflexes, but really, it's just thinking about the advantages and disadvantages of the pieces in the game, and the ways that human opponents want to use them. So you can anticipate what the Protoss is going to do. Not because you know what they should do, but you know what is strong, and you prepare for what is strong. So when they do the strong moves, you just have a piece in place to deflect it, to counter it, and to find your own success. So we have Zealots here. These Lings are just trying to control this area between the bases. We see no upgrades on the Zealots. Let's back up a little bit. +1 melee is done. Bane speed is done. So let's get some Banes. Banes are going to benefit from that +1 melee we got. Just a little bit more damage. Let's get some injects on this 4th. We can drone it some. We have 76 workers. That is superb. 2 Lings run ahead to check for stasis traps. And I don't see any, which is great. We may be able to just A-move here. And the question is, nope, it's not before storm. There's a lot of storms they have. Okay. So the Hydra's trying their best. Doing the DPS. These Lings here. Don't forget to inject. Zerg units are pretty cheap. It's not too bad to look away for a second. Sometimes. So I'm continuing to make stuff. Have a bunch of money. 5th base is going. Let's send a queen to the 5th. So as soon as it's done, we can throw an inject on it. Oops. And we're just A-moving here. We don't need to be too fancy about the micro, because we have a bunch of stuff. So we're swarming. We're swarming it. Do you consider switching to the core beneficial for any player trying to improve? The quick tumor spread, well, that's not specific to the core, that's just using rapid fire. Kompis Robski, thank you for your Twitch Prime, and Muxilus also for the Twitch Prime. Why don't you get your second gas in the main yet? It's more about phases of when you want to be taking gases. It doesn't necessarily need to be the same way that I do it. It's just a convenience thing. I'm looking at the natural, I want to be taking 2 gases at that time, so I just take the 2 gases at my natural. do you consider switching to the core being beneficial? I think it does bring some optimization that you would not otherwise have with other hotkey layouts. The flip side is game knowledge is probably the biggest factor for moving up, rather than efficiency of your mechanics. The primary driving force of mechanical speed is knowing what to do, so your hands can move and apply stuff that makes sense in that moment. Switching from a standard hotkey layout to the core would make it easier on your hands, but if your hands don't know what to do, then it's not going to help you a whole ton. I think using the core is super awesome if you appreciate mechanical efficiency, if you appreciate the way that you might approach the keyboard like an instrument, and you don't want to waste motion. The core is super awesome for that. Pig uses it, Probe uses it, Showtime is the best core user in the world by skill. Is it possible to get to or play at high masters without playing SE2 full time? It's going to be extremely hard. I would pose the counter question though of what is the point of being quote high master? Jack Attack developed it, yes. High master, that's just like setting a bar at some arbitrary point. The thing that is beautiful about someone's journey in StarCraft is that it's a personal voyage. It is your path alone. And how high you get depends on the amount of time you put in, how much you want to climb, how efficient you are with your training and your practice, and what you're trying to get out of it. A lot of people have this, I would say, pretty bad mindset of you're not allowed to be proud of yourself in StarCraft until you reach High Masters. I've been to High Masters before. People are really grumpy there because they want to be in GM. So it's kind of like, when are you going to allow yourself to enjoy a good game? Is it Diamond? Is it Platinum? Is it Gold? Can you enjoy the game at any level? Who is this? Another Protoss. We're getting all the Protosses here. Someone asked about roaches. Let's do roaches this time. Bronze. Personally, bronze for me was a very upsetting time, because I was used to being pretty high level at the games that I had played, and I was at the very bottom, and I had no idea what was going on. But my friend said, "Hey, you seem really upset, dude," and I was like, "Bah!" And he was like, "Hey, dude, try this. After you get your pylon, build a gateway." And I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "Okay, then build your cyber core and take 2 gases." And I was like, "Okay." And he said, "Alright, now what you're gonna do, you're gonna build 3 more gateways." I was like, "Okay." And chrono boost your cyber core. And I was like, "Alright." And build a pylon. Okay. Build a pylon on the opponent's side of the map. And I was like, "Okay." So I built my pylon over there, and then he said, "Okay, change your gateways into warp gates." Okay, so I changed my gateways into warp gates. Alright, warp in a bunch of units at that forward pylon. I was like, alright, that's fine. So I warped in the units at the forward pylon, and then the opponent was just dead. And I got into platinum from bronze. I was like, what is this? What is this thing? It was like, this is a build. A 4-gate, if anyone remembers that build. So I think for a lot of people, getting up to speed is just finding a build in the early game that creates some advantage. It could be a macro build, it could be a cheese build, It could be a build that you make up yourself. It doesn't need to be a pro level build. But it should be a build that does something for you. Either allows you to get ahead economically, get ahead in tech, or get ahead in army. But something. If you have a build that doesn't really have a clear purpose, then you just fall behind. And everything is more difficult for the rest of the game. Which is not fun. Why did you choose Zerg over the other races? But I chose Protoss. It's a robotics facility here. Interesting. I'm interested in this robotics facility. Okay. I'm gonna make another queen here. I did make some overlords. We are temporarily supply blocked. We can just sit on this. They canceled the unit that was being made. I'm not sure why you would do that, but they did. Okay. So it's about time to refill the gas. 3 minutes 30. Third base is cooking up. We can spread some creep. We could even just go over there. We'll go creep tumor here first. So now we're gonna go lair and a roach warren. And our first drone checkpoint is 40. If the opponent does the zealot meme, which is a bunch of gateways of zealots, then if we drone too far past 40, we will just die. Kind of like people would die to 4-gate back in Wings of Liberty. So we see an immortal coming out. That tells me I can probably drone a little bit more than 40. This could be an immortal sentry all in. Could be a few different things, but I can rule out that it is the fastest possible zealot prism timing. By virtue of seeing an immortal. Unless it was a hallucinated immortal, in which case I don't know what I should think anymore. So let's get 50. We have 48. Let's make 2 more. 2 more, and then now we're gonna make roaches. Roaches and lings. And overlords. I don't want to make roach speed right now. Why do I not want to make roach speed? Because that's a ravager that I could have made. And there are force fields with this attack, because I saw the sentries. So I'm making roaches and lings. I'm going to try to get a ravager here. There aren't that many ground units here. And look at this, we activated the Immortal's shield barrier thingy, which is good. That's weakening this army somewhat. We're gonna make ravagers and lings. We can damage some stuff while they recall. Awesome. So now let's take roach speed. A lot of the pressure has been eased off. They use their recall cooldown. Now let's go see if we can contest the opponent's third base. Let's see. Are you taking a third base? If there's overlap in these force fields, a corrosive bile that hits both will be able to clear both of them. You missed the beginning of the story. You wondered why I stuck to Zerg over playing anything else, since it's what I'm playing now. Yeah, so I wanted to be able to play the Zerg well enough that I could be the campaign on Brutal. What I didn't know was that the Heart of the Swarm campaign was going to be easier than the Wings campaign. So I didn't need to play it as much as I did, but I started playing it and I really had a lot of fun with the way that it works. How do you count easily your drones? You mouse over your supply in the top right corner of the screen. It shows you the supply you have in workers and army. Since workers are one supply, the supply count of your workers is also the number of your workers. Wow. Only discovered this now after 3 years of playing. Well, they only added it, what, a year and a half ago? How is your... what? An illusion, thank you for your Twitch Prime. Heroes of the Storm campaign was way too easy. Did they have a campaign for that? Did they say GG or ugh? You're gonna do the gasless vibe build. I'll try. Is the tongue at the top of my mouth or at the... What on earth? What? Is this a joke? I feel like this is a meme that I don't know about. Would you ever cut your hair? Yeah, sure. Do you want to see a gasless build for ZVZ? It determines jaw development. Was this a joke? This is a joke. Would you cut your hair on stream? I don't know why. I mean, people clearly care about my hair, sometimes more than I do. And a lot of people want to know about my plans for my hair. The only gasless you know is Spine Rush. Zerg Rush! How are you doing, live game? How are you doing, dude? Okay, so let's see if we can demo a gasless strategy. Gasless Zerg. This really seems like it's an elaborate joke. There are charities for it? Yeah, for sure. So we can transfer the workers down. Let's get our 2 queens. And we can even get a spine too. Let's just make it nice and easy on ourselves. So I have my 2 overlords that are getting some scouting. I do see creep here. So these overlords are gonna watch outside the enemy base and report if they see anything suspicious. The first noteworthy decision here that's different from a gas build with Ling speed is that this queen at the natural is going to lay a creep tumor instead of going for an inject. You might not have to do it on this map, but the reason I'm going to do it anyway is because a lot of people, especially if you're picking up the game, you don't want to have a bunch of different map-specific builds. That's just annoying. So let's just demonstrate this. You see? Now we've got a wall off, and we've got some creep set up. So now that that's done, let's get 3 gases. Make 1 overlord and then rest drones. Okay. Hold position is a very powerful tool. Make sure your wall is airtight. Okay, that's a pretty fast third base. Oops. Let's fill the gases. Let's get another queen. Fill this gas. Make all drones. Make all drones. And an overlord. We also want to kind of prepare to make a highway here. Let's get a lair, so we can have roach speed and stuff. I see some lings hopping across the map. That's fun. I want to go up right around, yeah, this is about good for workers. So now, let's make range attack. There's no ling speed, which is interesting. This overlord is telling me about the status of these rocks, which is good. Now let's go all roaches. We We could even grab a third base. Making roaches. Overlords. Let's hotkey the third base. Let's get a creep highway going. Okay, the opponent is going to break those. So let's make our highway on this side. Let's make it over here. Let's get roach speed. And then now we can set the rally point over here to the third base. I don't know if we can kill this. We killed it. Superb. Roach speed, range attack +1. We could even bring the spine crawler for fun. Hello. This is a pretty good player. We got some transfuses. Our upgrade should be done soon. Let's get these transfuses. I'm gonna make sure there is one queen over there. 3 Ravagers is not quite enough to kill an Overlord. You're gonna need 4. Roach speed should be done soon. Is it? Almost. Let's make a heap of Overlords. Let's rally a bunch of injects onto this. There's Roach speed. Awesome. Let's get +2 range attack. And this is moving us to that really good spot of +2 attack, +1 carapace. This player I would say is above average for this MMR at playing against Gasless. So credit to them for that. They do have +1. So the upgrades are even right now. They tried to hit the Overlord, which I think might not have been the best choice. Anytime I run out of gas, I'm going to continue droning. Because my economy isn't super good right now. I'm going to remake a queen because I lost that one. We have tons of Overlords too, which is great. And lots of creep spread too, so we have good vision of where the enemy army is. Here, drones. You're not supposed to be fighting here. You harvest resources, so we can make more stuff. So notice how I'm falling back so I can get a really nice arc consistently. My armor upgrade should be done soon. It is done. Awesome. So let's keep making roaches. Anytime I run out of gas, I start making drones. Keep my economy going. And then the most injured roach gets promoted to be a Ravager. I can make more drones. Let's make sure this is saturated properly. +2 range attack is almost done. Run! I'll fall back here. +2 attack just finished. Same thing. Run out of gas. Make some drones. Make some roaches. This one Ravager has gotten tons of value. We see the opponent has +2 range attack. They're playing this out in a very good way. Where did the Queen of the Main go? She's missing. Let's grab a 4th base. We'll just send a drone over there until we have the money for it. We can use this Overlord to contaminate, maybe. Most injured Roach gets to be a Ravager. They're going for it. Okay, we contaminated this hatchery. I missed their larva somewhat. Let's make Ravager with the injured roaches. I do want to get this space, but the roaches are over there. Okay, we'll get the cancel. This is a nice Roach. Roach versus Roach game. Okay, so I just used the steal command to pull some of the Roaches away. They're gonna go on a special mission. The rest of my army is gonna be able to engage the enemy. Get a few more Ravagers. We can get Burrow and Tunnel Claws as well. It's a pretty nice upgrade combo. Roach versus Roach. Okay, let's go over here. Burrow and Tunnel Claws, let's go. Opponent is still just on +2 attack. They could go for something like Mutas eventually though. So I want to scout the 4th base. We're just doing that defense. We're doing the defense. How many drones do we have? 58. Let's drone a bit more. These Overlords and the creep spread is really helpful. Being able to anticipate their movements. Okay, we have Burrow and Tunnel Claws now. Okay, they are going to be able to kill that, which is a bit unfortunate. Could happen sometimes. Let's try and retake this. Thank you for the subscription. We are maxed now. These Ravagers are giving me a lot of DPS advantage on the enemy. Another one. Thank you. Oh, it's a bunch of gifted subs. Appreciate that. Let's make sure these bases are injected. You can queue up a few. It's not too bad to do that. We can also split our Burrowed Roaches a little bit. Make them even more annoying to deal with. You can even control select those and burrow them to get a little bit of HP regen, but also not burrow everything. Continuing to make roaches. make roaches, and then make roaches. And then make roaches, and then make roaches. GG. Painting a picture of a little ZVZ. GGO. What was the opening? I opened Gasless. The opponent played against it quite well. Yeah. Thank you for the follows, everybody. Appreciate you. I'm honored by the viewership and the support. Encouraging me to keep doing what I'm doing. That's the music. Ugh. Appreciate that, Evolve Reaver. Gifted 4 subs. What is the picture with the Zerglings, huh? Hey, lol Spike. Started playing after a 3-year break and my sub helped you a ton. You're welcome. I'm glad it's helpful. It is my job. Who knew that this would be my job? ZVZ. So we've done lots and lots of Roach games. Who wants a Ling-Bane game? But not just Ling-Bane aggression. Upgraded Ling-Bane. Does that sound fun? Should we do that? It is no surprise you're so successful. At this time, I would like to report my sexual orientation. Peace, warrior. Peace, fam. What on earth? Appreciate the words of encouragement, everybody. It goes a long way. Streaming is reasonably stressful. A lot of people don't think about it, but it is kind of stressful. Having hundreds of eyes watching your every mistake. Ooh. Ooh. It's scary. When you misclick your workers onto a patch, like all of them selected, and you right-click one of them, everyone gets to see it. Not only do you get to feel silly, you get to share it with the community. Thank you for sharing this. Okay. We've got creep here. More gifted subs. Happy little emotes. You think Ling-Bane Muta is fun? Why did I make a spine? It's because the build that I'm doing is greedy and silly. And this makes it somewhat responsible. DPS. Got him. Good job. Good job. Do you ever tell your units, good job, whenever they do something? Sometimes I do. Alright, we got a spine. Wanna get the double evo. Double upgrades. Got him. Got the overlords. Sweet. Okay, so now we wanna get whatchamacallums. That's a lot of Zerglings. Oh man, they got pinned against the wall. Unfortunate. Ling speed is up next, and then a Bane nest. I see a bunch of Lings coming. There's Ling speed. Okay. Then we'll get a Bane nest. I don't have a third base because my advantages come from other things. Oh my goodness, they're gonna scout. Oh, they scouted me. Don't care. Now I'm gonna take a third base. Heck it, dude. And I don't particularly want to trade for a while because I have good upgrades coming up. And if I wait until those are done, then I should trade like a boss. Like a boss, you know? So let's go. These are almost done, Ling's Feet is almost done, Bane Nest is almost done. Everything is kind of, it's coming together. Right at around 5 minutes, just as I hiccup. Alright. So we've got 1-1 Ling-Bane coming up. 5 minutes. Zooming in, let's send a Ling through the bases. We could even drone some, I guess. Oh my goodness, they made a spine crawler. I was not expecting this. Do they have Banes? No, it's Roaches. Did you know Banes deal bonus damage to buildings? Oh god. Okay, well, I guess we have to keep macroing. We can't just kill him right now. But we did create another clear advantage, didn't we? Well, what advantage is that? Now it's a 3-base versus 2-base scenario. Before, the opponent had 3 bases, and I had 2 bases. But look at this. How things have changed. They have just changed. Could even hold position these. Probably kill a few workers. Make sure my macro hatch is hotkeyed. Let's put a dedicated queen over by this macro hatch. I'm just spreading these overlords out. It's not a super important step, but if you have a little bit of spare time, it's something worth considering. Apoptosis, thank you for gifting another sub. The pact is complete. What? What is the pact? What? What? Oh. Let's get +2 melee. If you want to be really hardcore with your mouse control, you can practice boxing 2 to 3 Lings and then right-clicking a Bane. It's a really good trade. So we're just practicing our mouse control right now. Awesome. You can get Bane speed. You can drone this base. Here, you go over here to a 4th base. Oh my goodness. It's mass mutas. Well, spreading these overlords, this is gonna end up being a nuisance. Alright, everyone. Well, at least I don't have to make spores. And why is that, you might ask? Well, because this is my defense of mutas. The best defense is 65 million lings in your base. See that? That's why you say lings are kind of a semi-counter to mutas. Not like a hard counter, but it's definitely annoying if you're the muta player. Yeah. So there are a ton of mutas. Let's get the other armor upgrade. We can keep teching up. Grab an investment station pit. Want to keep checking around. Is there a third base? Is there a third base? No? Why not? Third bases are just so much fun. The possibilities. Oh my goodness, we killed the drone. Okay. Should we do it? Should we do it? This is gonna be stupid. This is stupid. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it not because it is smart, but because it is stupid. It worked. 2-base muta. They tried to go for a third, but we killed it. I mean, it's nothing to be ashamed of. That's how I beat Density when he came back to StarCraft this year. Because he goes for mutas, but you can just mass a ton of drones and lings. Still bronze. What is the diamond one? It's 4200. Still bronze. Strategies. Can you explain the build again? Yes. The build was hatch gas pool, the same as normal, but instead of taking ling speed, I take 2 queens and a spine, and then at around 170 gas, I drop a double evo. So when they're done, I can go 1-1 upgrades, and then the next gas, I get ling speed, and I make 2 more queens. So I have 4 queens and a spine to defend, and then I take my Bane Nest with my next 50 gas. So you're using Queen Spine to defend your 1-1 upgrades with your Ling Speed and your Bane Nest. And they all click in at the same time and you can go pounce on them at around 5 minutes. It's 4280 in EU, but this is NA server. Say his muta's overwhelmed you, would you switch it up mid to late game? Do you mean switch it up as in like flip a table over? If the mutas overwhelm you, feel like you're kind of dead, you should still counterattack. What's up, Zenador? It's fairly weak to any early cheese, right? No, not necessarily, because you're gonna see the cheese coming across the map before you're committed to the 2 Evo chambers. So you could still just open up with a Bane Nest before Ling Speed, the Spine and the Queens, and make Lings to defend. It doesn't change any of the early game stuff. You would adjust your plan and delay your Evos to get the early defense out. The opponent had terrible bling control. Do you want to know a secret? Do you want to know a secret? Everyone does. Everyone has bad Ling-Bane control. Ling-Bane it's silly difficult. If you're thinking about video games that people can play and stuff that is comparatively easy or hard, Ling-Bane versus Ling-Bane CVZ is ridiculously punishing. It's brutal. And we're all kind of bad. I mean, at the highest level, they don't make too many big mistakes, but at basically every other level, people make tons of mistakes. What would you do in ZVZ to counter the mutas? I mean, my strategy was a counter to mutas. so I would have done the same thing that I was doing. Like, I said that I did that against Destiny when he came back after his 30-day ban. Because I know that he likes to go for mutas, and that's a counter muta style. It's not a hard counter, but it's definitely hard for the muta person. Good afternoon. Hello, Martine. How are you doing? ZVZ is tough stuff. It is. Okay, this is a Terran opponent. Ooh, is that a CC first? Oh. Is it? Oh. In Marine? Okay. Let's go for a third base. Is it though? Third base, extra overlord. Hotkey the third base, camera location. Drone, 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 drone. Just making drones and drones. DPS. Kill the Marine. What else is there being made? Oh no. Okay, it's Hellions. Do you know what's good against Hellions? Some roaches. I think we can delay the roaches a little bit. A good time to take a roach warren in Zerg versus Terran is around 3 minutes 30. We did kill the Marine, right? So let's just go in with the Overlord now. I'm gonna risk it. Getting the roach warren. I just want enough lings so the Hellions can't dive and barbecue all my drones. To their doom. What is this? They made a oh, it's, oh my goodness. It's the vacuum cleaner style. Okay. I'll show you how to counter the vacuum cleaner style. A style which will not exist for too much longer, at least not in its current methodology. The spirit of this strategy is they're gonna try to use a few cyclones and a bunch of heckbats to try and severely wound me. So what I want to do is make a bunch of Ravagers. Ravager Ling with some Queen support. And I have this space saturated and this space saturated with 1 gas. So you want 2 bases of minerals with 3 gases is your ideal composition here. So I made as many Ravagers as I can. I see these vacuum cleaners. Okay. Alright. So I think we're in a pretty good spot here. We have quite a few army units. So we can probably go back to droning, get our lair, and then let's get an Evo. I'm not in a huge hurry to attack my opponent, but I could use the steal function to send 5 lings around the side of the map and into the enemy base. Worst case scenario, they get shot at by something and don't get to scout. Best case scenario, they deal some damage. Middle case scenario, I get a scout. So we see there's no third here. Good to know. Thank you, Ling-Bane-Roach. Last 2 months. Okay, layer is done. Approach speed. Anytime you finish defending a push, do a wave of creep. Okay, let's get another gas. Let's get a 4th base. Let's break some rocks. My army is excited. It wants to do stuff. It wants to accomplish things. So, if they just beat an army, but they're not quite ready to push across the map and win the game, you could kill some heckin' rocks. Excuse my language. Make roaches. These overlords can drop creep. Okay. Let's do an overseer scout with overlord speed. Just so we know. Oh my goodness. Nope, we're gonna use the overseer to fight the banshee. Oh my goodness. Banshees. They're just a sight to behold, aren't they? One, 3, 4, 5. Rest go to the fourth. Okay, so it's mass vacuum cleaners. I kind of want to go for burrow and tunnel claws for fun and harassment. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm putting 4 roaches up there so we can do an overlord roach drop. I guess roach drop implies an overlord. Thank you, Papa Mitch, 2 months in a row. Let's get an infestation pit and a Hydra den. This feels to me like mech. The only bio units I've seen were the couple Marines to shoot my overlords and stuff, which is not a great deal of units. Look at those cyclones just dealing tons of damage. Well, we're gonna be able to kill all of them. So the question is, was it worth it? Was it worth it to sack 6 cyclones for a base? I would say probably yes, because that hits my income pretty hard. Isn't it funny when you take tunneling claws but you forget to get burrow? And then the opponent builds 65 missile turrets because they're worried about your tunnel claws that you don't actually have. Hopefully that's what happens this game. Because I forgot burrow. Oh, hello. Welcome to my base. This is the one roach. To do all of the harassment. To defend the bases. To win the game. By himself. With his overlord. Oh! Oh! Be careful. Hydra speed, get a carapace, and another evo. If you put 2 spines at your bases before you move out, you're less likely to get them all roasted by Hellion drive-by later on. Which can be, let's be frank, infuriating. What is this? We could wall this off with changelings. So now the tanks can't get out. Let's go, quick. Quick, before they notice. Quick! Okay. This base has spines. Oh, they did clear it. They noticed. Awesome. Okay. Look at those spines. They defended the Hellions. Good job, spines. 2 spines per base. And then anything is possible. This... Okay. The wall off. Is there a way I can active APM trainer in my game? Tracker. Yes, use the... It's in this collection, consoles, Zerg. Use the remastered Zerg console, it has an APM thingy in it. What do you think about holding the vacuum cleaner build with Ling-Bane Queen? I think it's possible, but it's more difficult. How do you recognize what he was doing? Could you elaborate on what you mean? Why is Neuro Diamond? We're doing the Bronze GM series. Bronze GM series. What tipped you off? Of what? I saw the Cyclones. And then I saw the Banshees. And then I saw more Cyclones. And then I saw more Hellions. You hold the battle mech with the 0-1 Roach Queen and then grab 1-1 with Roach Speed. Okay. That's doable. StarCraft is like advanced mathematics. Oftentimes, you can think about difficult problems and you can find multiple solutions. Some solutions are more elegant than others, but you can find the right answer with multiple solutions. Will you do replay cast on Saturday? Sure. Sure. Ooh, we're getting our first Masters players. Oh, woo. Okay. Hey, hey, Neuro. Woohoo. Hey, hey, Tails DK. Heyo. How's it going? Oh god, what server are we on? Brazil. Bom dia, dude. I'm probably losing. Oh, that's the spirit. Wait, no it isn't. Masters players. Bom dia, dude. Björn, top 3 character Vikings. What's up, Fuego? Good morning, my friend. How are you doing? We're doing some nice bronze to GM progress here. This is the first Masters player that we have yet faced on this account. Well, aside from Smurfs. There was one Masters Zerg who we faced in Bronze League, and then we faced a GM Protoss in Diamond. I'm not quite sure if it's like one of those situations where someone is intentionally sniping me to do that, which is fine. Or if it's just someone who actually does that, like as a hobby. We already GLHF'd. So it's a ZVZ. I haven't played Muta, so let's just do a Muta game. It's also really laggy with the ping, so... You're feeling way better? You treat it like ZVP. %85 win rate, wow. I'm getting tired. Ugh. Survive! Neuro's real name is Björn? Is it? Is it though? Is it this? This is the spot? Is this the spot? That's the spot, okay. Okay, so we wanna show a Muta game. ZVZ is bad. I'll show you a ZVZ build. right now. Right here, right now. Let's make a third queen and a spine. Want to make it easy on us for the most part. I don't want to micro because we have bad ping. I don't see a third base, so this is a cheese. Okay. So let's do the Cyril. We'll do the Cyril. Boom. Check it. Check it. Got queens in the wall. We can do this. Okay, they're gonna go around. This is fine. Thought they were gonna commit to an attack, but they didn't. So we're just gonna get our gases, get our injects, power up, see Roach, Lair. But here, success at 2 base Muta is all about beating them to 2 base saturation with all your gases. And then you build up a bunch of value with the minerals and gas of that income, and you convert that value into, you guessed it, mutas. Why is my gas saturation so messed up? Okay, so now let's make a heap of overlords. That's fine. Let's use these queens to hold the door. I do see a third base here. And now that we have 2 base economy, we can go for a third. And now we're gonna switch from drone production with our minerals to Ling production. And the reason for that is we're getting diminishing returns on increasing our worker count now. So we'll make army instead. This will also help us to catch roaches and stuff if the opponent attacks us with roaches. Is that misplaced? I don't think it is. Is it though? Okay. I have not seen Banes from the opponent. They could have them. So let's make mutas now. Spire is done. And we'll get attack upgrade. And we're changing the rally point of all of our bases to the third base. Here's the attack upgrade. And the lovely thing about mutas is even though you know it's mutas, it's still a big pain in the ass to deal with it. Where are the lings? These roaches don't have an upgrade, so the lings can actually trade pretty well against them. Okay. Oh my goodness, for floating money, take a macro hatch. Not a problem. So the mutas can control the area between the bases. So I can establish my third with the macro hatch in a really clean way. But the opponent is all hecked up because there are mutas between their natural and their third base. And there's no creep there either, which makes it thoroughly inconvenient for the queens. See that? Let's just grab the gases and continue to drone it. Still droning that base. Are those on hold position? They are. No, they're not. Let's make some overlords. Can we control this area between the bases? Ooh, that's a lot of queens. See, Hydra's coming out. Killing this is really annoying. Zerg needs the swimming pool for a lot of stuff. Queens, lings, spores. Let's get a fourth base. And then as a response to seeing Hydras, you can just grab Bane speed. No problemo. So now let's make a bunch of Lings. Make some Banes. Get +2 melee. Can we control this area between the bases? Sure. Oh my goodness. Transferring workers to the 4th base. So my main base is starting to mine out. Making sure everything is well injected. Dropping changelings. Aiming with the enemy army. We see +1 ranged on these Hydras and stuff. But look at the roach count, it's pretty low. So with Bane speed, we may be able to make something magical happen. Something very magical. Oh my goodness. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. Bane speed is done. So I control click my Banes and I tell them, go fight those Hydras. Wow, they just disappeared. Watch how I make these Hydras disappear. Hard to win against a GM. GG exclamation mark @ sign pound sign. GG, my friend. Bob Kerrigan. Abatha Ross. It's hard to win at StarCraft. The whoopsie daisies. 8.5 hours online. Fair point. Fair point. So we're 42.25. It is 1,200 MMR until we're clicked into GM on this account. We're getting there. Battle for Azeroth. Someone's got a battle for Azeroth. Where are you from? Do you want to take a guess? And then what? What you gonna do? I love memes, dude. A barcode bronze border Kaczynski Zerg player with a diamond master MMR. This is a very mysterious person. Where are you from? Texas. I am from Texas. At least that's where I've lived the majority of my years. The Wild Wild West. How are you instantly moving to your overlord's location? I put them on control groups, so they're hotkeyed, and I double tap that key. So you see 5 and 6 down there have the overlords. I double click the corresponding key, on my keyboard. Boop boop, boop boop, boop boop, boop boop, boop boop. See? That's some camera efficiency right there. That way I don't have to drag my camera or even click the minimap. Camera efficiency goes a long way to improving at StarCraft. For certain. Boop boop. That is a very strange Overlord timing. Are we being cheesed? Yes, we are. Okay. I want to show you the gasless version of my cheese defense. And it's not purely gasless. This is a Ling speed queen thing. I do see more Lings coming out. Oh, they're just going for the base. That is annoying. Oh well. Was this a gasless Ling pressure expand? I am confused. It was late. Maybe they took a sneaky route. Whatever. Whatever. It's a barcode. You can't understand them. Everything is mysterious. Well, we're gonna drone then. There's this mass queen. Cool, so this is a legit player. This is legit. Okay, there's a spawn. Let's grab this. I keep getting that camera bug today, which is annoying. Oh, they're gonna go mass link. Okay. Good thing I checked. Do want to check for the space over there. Okay, what you got? Where is your stuff? What? It's like massling, but defense. Defense of what? Or of who? Okay. I don't know anymore about this game. I am confused. I'm a little bit alarmed, but I'm gonna keep trying to do what I can. You know? There is a baneling nest. Let's get ranged attack. It's one of those things with like Serral versus Rogue and stuff, where they can play really weird, but to a point, does that always mean that you need to change what you're going for? Kind of? So it's a 2-base mass Zergling style. Are these upgraded? No. 3. 2 for 2. Let's spread these out. That's a good trade. Okay. No speed. No Ling speed? They did take Ling speed. Do you use camera hotkeys for bases? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. No sleep today? No sleep, dude! What's up, Sir Duke Nukem? Good morning. Ugh. Rush Ichiro with the resub. 18 months in a row, DreamHack Dallas 2019. Neuro on the main stage. Calling in now, Neuro Swarm. It's gonna be in Dallas this year? I did not even know that. Can you talk about how you're constantly using rally points? Sure, I could try that. What's the time there? It's 8:20 in the AM. What time is it there? Austin has been replaced with Dallas. Oh. Did they set the date yet? Hey man, how come you never participate in tournaments? That's an oof. I do. I play in online tournaments and stuff. I read too much Twitch chat to be competitive. I'm on the streamer path. I think I could squeeze out 6K MMR and stream it. That's one of my goals for 2019. Go easy on me. Another Zerg? Oy oy oy. May 31st, June 2nd. Ugh. I think that's like right around the time when my lease is supposed to be up. And I should be moving. We'll figure it out. Has there been a Terran game yet today? Yes, about 12, I think. Been streaming for a long time. If you only see a handful of games, it's not going to be a representative sample necessarily. Statistics. Where are you moving to? Probably out of state. Seattle. Seattle area's calling me home, you know? His thesis, what did you study? I don't have a PhD, I have a bachelor's. A bachelor's in cognitive science with an emphasis in neuroscience, hence the name Neuro. You see that? Getting Ling speed. I see this. Wow, look at this creep. Wow, look at this. Wow, look at this creep spread. Why is the creep spread so far ahead of my creep spread? I'm concerned. I'm curious. But why, though? And you might say to yourself, well, because. Well, what does because mean? It's a mystery. 6 Zerglings. How many drones do you have here? 3. How many Lings do you have here? Okay, so this is actually not that weird. It's not super weird. Okay, so rally points here you want to see. So what I'm doing with my eggs, I'm selecting all of my hatches, and then I press the larva key, and then I'm holding down the button for Lings, and then I move command my stuff. You see these rally points? They're moving with my army. Eggs cannot accept attack commands, because they're eggs, right? When have you seen an egg attack something? An egg is the vessel from which life can emerge later on, but eggs don't attack stuff. So you want to give them move commands, but then your army can accept attack commands, your Lings and stuff. So I'm just boxing 2 Lings at a time, 1 or 2 Lings. Awesome. So now inject and check, you go over here. And I'm just giving them attack commands now, but also move command for the eggs. So I move command, shift attack command. So these eggs are just gonna go on their merry way when they can. The opponent does have their 3rd up a little bit earlier than I do, which is awesome. Let's get a Roach Warren Evo Chamber. We can keep running around with some Lings, but we're gonna go into droning now. Drone into the Roach game. Let's get a lair. Oh my goodness. The enemy is attacking us. This is cool. I thought they were going to defend, but they're attacking us. So let's get ranged attack. We can make more Lings now defensively. And then I'm going to use the take away units command to just separate those Lings. So those Lings are now offense units, and now I can focus purely on these rally points, these eggs, that are going to be my defense units. Just giving them attack move commands. Let's remake a queen here. Let's get 2 of these drones. Get some gases. So in this case, technically I am behind in bases, but I believe I am ahead in technology and drones, based on the damage that I dealt. I'm gonna send some small numbers of Lings to go scout to confirm that. Let's bring this queen down too, because they're gonna try and hit me with a bunch of Banes. Awesome. Let's fill the gases here. Make a few more overlords. And I think we can probably just go take our 3rd base again. So we're making roaches. I'm not even rallying those. The hatches have their own rally point. You see this white line? So if I make new units, they're just gonna go here. So I can just make roaches, and I don't even need to rally those, because right now I'm being defensive. They're just gonna go to whatever rally point I specify in general. These Lings, I can move command, shift move command. You see my cursor? Shift move command. So these guys are going on a special operative mission around the map, and they're gonna try and find some damage at the opponent's 3rd base. My roaches are anchoring my defense here. Let's go attack. So there's a move command that I registered first, and then I did an attack move command. So the Lings, they found some damage. And then my Roaches are gonna look for some damage as well. Go, Roaches, go. Want to move in so they're all gonna fire, and then I can attack move. Building Roaches, and I move command those, so they're naturally gonna move across the map. You didn't go easy at all. Did I not? GG. Spine was almost dead. Have a good day at work, Sir Duke Nukem.